Hi everyone, it's Kez My Class YouTube channel. Welcome back to another video on my channel. Today I'm going to be recapping the prelim finals between Melbourne and Geelong, Port Adelaide vs Western Bulldogs. If you're a returning Kez My Class, welcome. If you are new to the channel, like, comment and subscribe. So can Melbourne make it to their first grand final in 21 years? Or will the Cats make it back-to-back grand finals? Can Port Adelaide finally make it to their first grand final since 2004? Or 2007, I should say. Or can the Western Bulldogs make it to their second grand final since 2016? What a game of football we had between Melbourne and Geelong. That game was interesting, to say the least, because I've seen the Bulldogs and Port Adelaide game as well. Melbourne really come out on fire, and Max Gawn kicking 5, which I think it's good, you know. Great win by Melbourne. They fucking deserved the win. That they played extremely well. Honestly thought the way that the Geelong played, and they weren't that convincing to me to suggest they can match it with Melbourne. Melbourne's beaten them in finals. The 2018 elimination final was the game that Melbourne got the job done, and even beating them in a prelim, and beating them twice, I felt like Melbourne were the better team as much as possible, because you see how they're going to play. Lever and May were good in defence. Gawn kicking 5, I don't think we'll see him tapping the ball out of the ruck and just kicking it 3-4 goal, even playing on, snapping from about 50 metres out, and even having a running shot from 55, 60 metres out. Really just proves the way that, this Melbourne's team is so hungry. And I think the prelim back in 2018 was one that they didn't start off really well. They had the chance to go back there again and look up, falling short. Finished, I think, 17th, and I think they were 9th last year, just to make it to the first grand final. I know I'm swearing, but it means something for Melbourne fans. It means something that you watch them and you think, wow, how can they do it? A lot of question marks have to be on Geelong in this game, and getting Higgins, Smith, Jeremy Cameron, who's starting to produce the way that he wants to play. But I just think now, at the moment, the way that the Melbourne structure is important to set up perfectly behind the ball. Like Max Gawn got that protection of pushing back when he can. He goes forward and he makes sure that you make the Geelong defence defend 1-on-1 inside the 450 as much as possible. So I think with the way that Melbourne have played, they're set up beautifully. They move the ball on really quickly. I think this is the best goal they've ever kicked, to be honest with you. And this could have been a 100-point win. Realistically, Melbourne have proven time and time again that they are a real deal. And they should be heading into this game really well favourites, you think, with that. Do I give Melbourne a big chance to win the premiership? Yeah, I do. I think that. But the Bulldogs in Port Adelaide, which I will touch on after I finish off this point, I think that this is going to be a very interesting for Melbourne. The week off will do them well good. It gives May a chance to recover from that slight hamstring as well, on top of that. So it's interesting now. I think it's a perfect way to go about this as well, on top of that. Now the Port Adelaide Bulldogs game. Now, I was on True Footy's live stream as a modern as well, so well deserved. Watching that game, I was thinking, what the fuck am I watching? I never thought Port were that bad, surely not. As well, but I did see how good the Bulldogs were, and they pulled that one out of the hat. They played with the intensity of really showing what they can and can't do. Playing with that hard fought game, and you think at the third quarter, the third quarter for me showed that the power came back, had their chance to realistically get closer, and they couldn't get the job done in that sense. But well done to the Bulldogs, well deserved. And we are looking at a team now, I think that will be interesting. So with Port Adelaide now, they were favourites. They had the week off. They were well prepared. I thought one thing the Bulldogs did do is they keep Leah away from the contest. So they put body contact on him. And it really sets an example on how you can stop that intercept marking. He didn't have a good game. Didn't dominate the marking as what he probably should have. But he did, for me, I think, sets up the reason why they, if you stop a Leah from marking and you have Norton in from the side, I think you get the job done in that way. I think you do. And I think you see the way that Melbourne have, the way that the Bulldogs are set up, can they use the same tactic against main lever and really make him defend in that 1-on-1 situation as well. So it's a win-win for Bulldogs in that way. Is there a contender for Melbourne? I think the one thing that Melbourne do really well is that Gawn can push back and really intercept that ball, really can play throw. So that's going to be the way for me that I think you can sort of senses the way that was going to happen. As much as possible. On top of that, but I think you look at it one or two ways. I think you can look at it, were we good enough to see how good really like Port Adelaide are, or are they that bad that they couldn't handle the pressure? Because it looked like, from the outside looking in, Ken Hinkley did not know what to do. I didn't see him making these moves, making this like pressure situation. I think it's just an easy win for the Western Bulldogs, and I think it will be an interesting grand final. I've got no doubt on that. So the season review for Port Adelaide will be out. I'll do that as soon as I finish doing this. I have to say, it's been a really good season for Port, where they finished on the ladder. I think it's well known for that. But there'll be more content coming out. There'll be more Collingwood content. I might do some EPL. I don't mind a bit of English Premier Leagues, and a break for Newcastle United just shows the reason why. Because it's the Magpies and it's black and white. That's part of the reason why for that. But fuck me, that was really interesting to see what would have happened, because I've seen the way how this game goes. I really like it. So even though Newcastle United play last night early in the morning, but I might do a review. I might do some previews of that, maybe, if you guys are interested in my thoughts on that, because as I said, I like the EPL. I think they tend to clash with the footy anyway, so it's very hard to make content, but I do like the EPL on the reason why, like when Newcastle United said, I can watch highlights on YouTube, and certainly that's where I get the way that I think as well. So for more AFL Collingwood content, I do have a couple things to say as well. Drop me on Discord channel, that's one thing. But I will be doing a season review for the VFLW and the VFL, so I'm gonna do that when I can. I'll put pressure on myself to get these play ratings done, to really look hard on it. But I'll do the season review for Port, and I get that out the way, and I will be doing my season predictions on when I had each of the teams, and whether or not I got that one right or wrong. It's always tough. On top of that, so many teams this year, I think you feel like, have I got it wrong or have I got it right? But other than that, we'll have to wait and see. So for next time, like, comment, and subscribe. Until then, go to the Mighty Pies, and I'll see you back in another video.